You're welcome back from that break. We have a wonderful guest in the studio here. I keep calling her wonderful because she has been on this program before, and I've always had her on interviews because she's a very, very learned and fast woman. The kind of woman I'm so proud of. She's going to be here today to talk about a very important issue. Well, let's meet my wonderful guest, pharmacist Tolu Ekwe, founder, Truth Speakers Ltd. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Long time.
Yes.
You keep getting younger.
Really?
What's the secret, please? I need this, please. What's the secret?
One word?
Yes.
Jesus.
I keep to that. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Truth Speakers Ltd. What's that all about?
Yeah, so Truth Speakers is an organization that was set up as is my brainchild. Okay. I realized that there are a lot of things that people have that they can be better if they just add a little extra something. Exactly. So it's about that little extra. Okay. For example, public speaking is a major aspect of what we do, helping people to improve their delivery, their communication, so that they're able to speak to an audience, to a group, and deliver their messages. Because if you're a leader, if you are business, you can't talk. You know what you did. You know what I'm saying. So that's one of the things. The other aspect is marriage. So my husband and I have been marriage counselors for over a decade. And then I got certified a few years ago also as a marriage coach. So I'm focused on helping families to improve the quality of their family lives. We all come from families.
Definitely.
Nobody
exactly.
Leader. Everybody comes from a family. So if we can improve the quality of the family, it will improve the quality of the society in general.
Beautiful.
So those are two major arms of what we do for Truth Speakers.
So how did you come about the name Truth Speakers?
Again, good question, right? So this comes from realizing that if you don't get to the bottom of an issue, many times we try to address problems from the surface. For example, I'll give you an example so you understand. Our approach to addressing whatever we're dealing with is to get to the bottom of it. If a couple is having problems, you can say, stop fighting. People should talk like this, don't do like that. That's not the issue.
Exactly.
What is the issue at the bottom?
Cause of the thing?
Let's go down there.
Yeah.
So if somebody needs to be able to communicate well, they are afraid maybe to communicate. What is the cause of that fear? Let's get to the bottom of it. If you want children to read well or to be able to behave well, rather than address behavior from do's and don'ts, teach them the concepts, teach them the principle, let them understand why. So even our children's books are also about why. So they understand not just that I should be like this, but this is why. So it's always about getting to the bottom of it, getting to the truth of the matter.
Truth Speakers. Wonderful. I can see you go beyond just words. You also deal with books.
Yes.
So how did this come about?
Interesting. The beginning, right, I didn't think it was going to be a business. That's not where it came from.
Okay.
Motherhood was where it started.
Oh.
So, brief story. My mom passed on right after I had my second child. She had not been well for that whole time. So I didn't really experience that support. No, from her side. Thank God I had my mother-in-law, right?
Exactly.
So that put me in a position, because I'm the firstborn, of trying to figure out things by myself. If I had an older sibling, I'll just be asking, how do you do this? And I'll just do it, But when my first was about 2.5 years old, I realized that I needed to teach her some things, and she's a very curious person. She'll ask you why. If you say do this, she'll say why.
Correct.
So you have to explain why. So how do you explain why to a 2-year-old or to a 3-year-old in a way that they will understand? Exactly. So I got creative because I liked stories. I always liked stories. So I'll tell her a story and I'll formulate it on the go. Like that. And she would remember it months later. It baffled me that, are you serious? This thing is working, So in doing that, and then her younger sibling too came, and I saw that was a very useful tool for my parenting experience. So I thought, okay, why don't you put some of these stories down? If it's working for them, maybe it works for other people too. And so we started telling the stories to other children, and it was also working. So okay, let's do this.
Wow, that was wonderful. That brings me to the topic. today's program, Unraveling the Mystery of Infidelity. What I would like to know, everybody knows what infidelity is, but it's now to ask why. So, man, why? What actually breeds infidelity?
Yeah.
You know, we have to actually unravel it here today. We were talking before the camera went on that families that you saw, you attend their weddings, they dance like they never danced before,
Right.
they kiss like, James Bond, but after how many months? So why?
Good. It's really baffling for us to, when we are counseling couples over the years, and also even, I've been married for 21 years, right? So you find that most couples, not all, but for many couples, they start out with good intentions. They want to be happily married.
Yeah.
They know that this is for the long haul, and they're making that commitment that yes, till death do us part. For me, I used to imagine old age when we'll be hunchbacked.
Yeah.
I'll be going
We're
like this.
not white.
Yes, now. We'll be going slowly together.
Exactly.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
You want to finish life together. So where is this thing coming from? And so many couples are so hurt. Forget Ashwebi and looking fine in public. Many people are hurting so deeply because of this matter of infidelity. Because first of all, what does infidelity mean?
Exactly.
It's a breach of trust. Essentially, that's what it is. And then when you look back, so let's look at, sometimes I think it's good to look at why does it even hurt? Why is infidelity so painful? What is there? The issue is this. The foundation of the marriage relationship is choice. What do I mean? You don't get to choose your mother. You don't choose your father, your brother, your sister. You don't choose your auntie, your uncle.
Yes.
You just, now so you see them.
That's what I say.
But you choose your spouse. That's the only family. You don't even get to choose your children. You can choose to have a child, but you don't get to choose who is coming.
It's a boy or girl.
Even with IVF and all
Yes.
that, you can choose gender.
Exactly.
But you can't say this is the boy I want.
Yes, the picture.
This is the girl I want. You can't. But your spouse, with your own koro eye like
That is
this,
it.
you get to choose and you say, I don't want this one, I don't want this one, it's this one I want. So if the foundation is choice, the reason it gets painful when there's infidelity is because again you were faced with another choice. And you didn't choose me, you chose that person.
Oh. That's why it really hurts.
That's why it's so painful.
It shouldn't be a choice in the first place.
They should, we have already chosen.
We die together.
We die here. That's what marriage is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a commitment to die here.
Yeah.
But then at some point, what happened? How did we choose something different? Now, what many people think is that infidelity is the act, maybe the sexual act.
Okay.
That's when the cheating happened. But no. No. The cheating happens way before. You see, your body follows where you're dealing with it. Is not at the door of the house where you're about to enter to do something, or the bedroom
Before
where you want to enter.
enter.
It is way before, when your mind has started to stray. Because the body just follows where your mind is.
That's true.
Yes. So how does it begin? How does it happen? How do we get there?
Complicated.
It's, I think what it is it's actually simple. When you understand that it's a mind matter.
Okay.
What we tend to do with our minds is that we are careless. We're watching porn.
Yeah.
We're going to where the things are happening. Some people are going to where they are doing strip whatever.
Yeah.
Attending bachelor's party, and bachelor's party means you bring naked girls.
Of course,
and
now,
all of that.
dance
And I can't believe this happened. What did you expect? Okay, so one is the choices that we make need to be congruent with that marriage choice. I've chosen to be committed to you. What does that mean? It means there are certain relationships I cannot have. It means there are certain things I will not do.
Some things I have to stop doing.
There are some things I have to stop doing. But when we put ourselves in the environment where certain things can happen, and then it happens, let's not be shocked.
Okay.
Be prepared for it. The body follows the mind.
Yes.
There's something called an emotional affair. And many people toy with it.
Emotional affair.
Emotional affair. You're a married man. There's this girl in the office. You guys just
It's like
vibe.
flirting.
It's flirting. It's flirting. It's an emotional connection. You know, you just, you're fond of each other.
I must go and see her in her office.
I must go and see her. She must go and see. I like the way she smiles at me. I like.
Hey,
we just like to just, we just like to just. I've never met a girl that likes football like this, and she likes football. Oh man, so we just on football level. There's nothing wrong with it. And we're friends. But in fact, I have had arguments with people about whether a man and a woman can be friends, no strings attached. People have different perspectives. But I find that the longer you connect with anybody of the opposite sex on an emotional level, eventually one person
we
start to feel more than yes. So we should really not entertain those kinds of things. Now, but here's the problem. Many times the problem is coming from the relationship, the marriage relationship. Usually if you have a healthy marriage relationship, that commitment is there with you even when you are not there.
Yes, it's ringing in your mind.
It's ringing in your mind. You know that I belong with this person.
Yes, I'm a married woman.
So there's an unconscious boundary.
Yeah.
When there's a problem between the two of you and it's left unaddressed.
There were other stuff.
Yes. Gaps. You cannot allow vacuums in a marriage relationship. What is a vacuum? I'm no longer talking to you from my heart. We're still talking. Please buy bread. Buy gas.
What will you eat?
What do you eat? The children. We're not talking.
There's no more sweetheart. Touching.
We're no longer connecting.
They're just coexisting.
Sometimes we're not even making room for ourselves, for each other on our schedule. You know, I have to wake up and go to work, and then I have to do this. I have a deadline. I have it this. I have it that. Hey, where's that food? Hey, you're no longer making time for each other. That relationship was built on making time.
That is it.
You spent time on the phone. You spent time talking. You left everything else, switched off the phone and everything, and we're looking at each other's eye. Now you can't even remember the last time you looked at each other's eye. You don't even know if it has changed color. You see, so we do these things. We take each other for granted. And then there are many other components. Okay, because take for example. So let me not talk too much. But there's so many other components.
Like I like the way you have broken it down now, because I'm getting to learn a lot. That actually emotional. When you start to flirt unconsciously, later it becomes conscious. Unknowing to you, it's like jazz.
Absolutely. It's like jazz. You just
never know how to happen.
The rest of it is not hard. Once you build it up to a particular level, the rest will just
follow. My question is, how do I know that I've passed that line? And how do I meet it in the world?
Good. So you see, one of the things, another problem we have, right, is I like the verse of the Bible that says, "Let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall." A lot of us are overconfident. I'm sorry to say, but many times, a lot of the men are overconfident. Many women know their boundaries. Many women who have good intentions.
Exactly.
Most times, if a woman ends up in that kind of situation, especially a married woman, she's conscious of it. She chooses it. But for many men, they form ignorance. I don't know if it's for me, to be honest. I've never been a man, so I don't know
exactly.
But the feedback from many of these kinds of situations, right, is that a lot of men act like it's nothing until it's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're grown-up adults. If a man is showing me extra attention, I will know. We're not stupid now. You will know that this person is
going too far.
It's like this person is liking you. It's like this is not just friendship.
Exactly.
You will know. So the question is now, what do you know? What are you going to do about it?
Exactly.
What many people do is ignore it. Make like it's not really anything. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Sometimes your spouse even knows and is noticing that it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, auntie. Uncle, this thing is dangerous.
Yeah.
And the man is just saying, no, it's not a big deal. You know? Or sometimes it's the other way around. The woman too.
Yeah.
The man is saying, I don't like the way you are relating with this.
It calls every day.
It's nothing. It's just.
Kai. I want to thank you because I've learned a lot. There are some things I used to do that for crying out loud, me personally is nothing. But like you said, somebody will start to feel something sometime.
Yeah.
And before you know it, because you are so used to yourselves,
It just happens.
it just happens.
Yeah.
Then when it happens, you will start feeling ashamed. That,
Yes.
"Kai, how did I let it go
do
this
Yes.
far?" But the deed has already been done. Some of your books are displayed here. I'm seeing Raging Waters. I'm seeing, what is this about? I guess these are like children's books, right?
Yeah. So those are children's books. But Raging Waters it's for adults. It's a novel.
Okay.
It's created. It's fiction, but it's created from the bits of experience that we've got from counseling multiple couples. Okay? So you won't meet these individuals on the road.
Okay.
But you will recognize a lot of things in the story.
Can relate.
You can relate. So this book will help understand it, to help readers understand how this thing happens.
And welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get notified when something new comes up on my channel.
And how to avoid it. It will also help parents of married couples. So you remember, many parents think that their work finishes when the children have married.
Bye-bye.
No, even as parents, you still have mentoring
Can you
roles
pass a counselor, sir?
to play. Yes, to some degree, you can counsel. But many times you also find that parents are biased. They will support their own child. And they cannot be. So get
even for
counseling.
the Raging Waters, that is water don't scatter. You understand? So if I want to get this, can I get it? Any
Yes,
bookshop?
so you can find
Or online?
You get them. Yes, so if you the link I think would be
No,
shared.
please can you throw it
Yes,
by
it's
us
on
again?
Seller.
Okay.
It's on Seller, so you can order on Seller. You can order physical copies or e-copies
Okay.
on Seller.
Yeah. It's a link you sent
Yes.
to me. So I will put it on the screen
Yes.
so that they can
Yes,
know.
so you can just use the link.
Oh, that's wonderful. I want to thank you so much for this. You are going to really help a lot of people.
Yes.
People are feigning ignorance, but for crying out loud, let's tell ourselves the truth. We know most of couples know the cause of this thing. It's just to address it.
Right.
This guy go face here like this, the man go face here, the woman go face here. Nobody wants to. Let's talk about it.
Right.
A problem,
Shared is household.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best. This will be the last pen to paper you're going to have.
No.
Yes, and I know you're going to have a lot of counseling units. It's not how we're going to. I know plenty.
Yeah.
The marriage is just
Hanging by a thread. Yes.
So
don't wait, please. This if I can give a last word. Don't wait until everything scatters. Even if your marriage is doing well, if you get coaching, you will find that you get better at it.
Exactly.
We go to school, we get counseling on which school to go to. We go to the market, what should we buy? Which clothes should we? But when it comes to marriage, we just hope for the best.
Exactly.
No, don't hope for the best. Seek counsel, and believe me, your life will be better. Your marriage will be better.
Seek counsel. Seek this counsel. Thank you so much, Pharmacist Tolu. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I want to say God will continue to guide you, guide your heart, put many words in your heart, put in your mouth to change lives and make things better. Because if the family is not together, that's what affects society to an extent. If we cannot hold our own, if the center cannot hold, everything will just fall apart. We've had a wonderful time with my pharmacist. I have many pharmacists in my family, so I feel like she's my family right now. So thank you so much for being here. So please, women out there, I hope you've learned a lot. Open your ears, open your eyes. We have senses. Feel it. If you're feeling different, something is happening. Don't just zip it in your mouth and throw the key away. Seek for counseling. Because before you know it, something will just get so big that you cannot even contain a room. You have to look for how to break the walls down and marriage comes crumbling down. Well, I've learned a lot. We call for our usual short break, and when I return, I will speak more on Raging Waters. Go nowhere.
It's a word.